Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name's Carmen, and today we've got a little bit of a weird one. So, the channeled song was You Want It Darker by Leonard Cohen, which is honestly one of my favorite songs. It's just like spooky, but it also has some interesting lyrics. So, I want to tell you about that before I dive into the pre shuffle here, because I have four for our pre shuffle. The lyrics that really stood out to me are there's a lover in the story, but the story's still the same. There's a lullaby for suffering and a paradox to blame. But it's written in the scriptures and it's not some idle claim. You want it darker, we killed the flame. What really stood out to me is if you know proper English, the way you're supposed to spell idle claim in that kind of phrase is idle, like, idle hands are the devil's work or whatever it is, playground. And this, I double checked it, is spelled as in idol, like IDOL, Billy Idol, if you want an example. And so it felt to me like we were kind of going to talk about some justice happening for a leader or somebody who thinks very highly of themselves, meeting a, delayed but justified consequence for, I think, like years of their actions. So then I sat down and I pulled from the Black Tarot, seemed appropriate, the Seven of Pentacles or Seven of Spheres, and Justice in the reverse. Somebody has been trying to hide their pirate, invest in something that is unjust, so perpetuate some sort of injustice in the world. And with the Seven of Spheres, I always notice this tiny little person trying to like hold together the base of the tree as if somebody fears that they're about to like let something like the cat out of the bag kind of feeling. And then with the Kipper, we have change in the reverse and official person came out. So I definitely feel like there's somebody here with some measure of celebrity or power that is maybe like rumored to be or even blatantly accepted as, you know, bought and paid for or ruthless, something like that. This could be, a boss, or it could be like an actual like world leader, but we'll find out. With change in the reverse, this is somebody who has refused to progress or move forward, and it's to the detriment of a large group of people. So I think those lyrics kind of play a big part in terms of there being some sort of like conditioning or expectation that people not question the leadership. So, gives me chills, but let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Happy Friday, Junior, if you see this the day I am broadcasting this. And hello there, Redbeard. Welcome back. Let's see. I think we need to go with the situations deck. And we may have to return to the Kipper, Skipper, Dipper, Flipper later on in the reading as well. But let's see what we've got. I hope you guys are making some fun plans for the weekend. All right, so we've got TikTok and done in the reverse. So it's interesting because you would think if we're talking about somebody getting justice that we would see this card in the upright. With it being in the reverse, I think it's paired with the completion of a lesson in the reverse to basically say there is probably a little bit more time than most people would like for this person. They are going to eventually have to learn this lesson, but there may be another component, right? Something else that needs to happen before the structure will actually like fall. Some other, straw that breaks the camel's back kind of situation. We have drastic in the reverse. And lockdown in the reverse. So this feels to me like there is a slow decline for somebody that thought they were kind of untouchable. So this could be, like having multiple cases come up against you. This could be, multiple reports to leadership, headquarters or whatever, that this leader is not doing what they should. And then all of those things come into play later to help take this person down. I don't think there's like what is it, Al Capone that got taken out because of his taxes. I mean, one could argue that was a lot of different things, but it was that one thing that like decisively landed him in prison, right? So I think there's possibly a number of players, a number of justices, if you will, or judges that have to kind of work together to get this official person out. We have on the table. So this feels to me less like an offer and more like, you know, um, negotiations, which there is actually a negotiation card in here. So we may see that, but I'm only going to pull one more. So we'll see. I feel like there is almost like I'm really drawn to the rock candy down here. I feel like there's something here being used to sweeten the deal, and it's a trick. It's something that is meant to catch someone doing something illegal or determine whether or not someone has already done something illegal. And we have magnetic in the reverse. So this person is repulsive, is kind of what I'm getting. This is the kind of energy where people are relieved when they walk away from this person. Almost like relieved when they don't have to listen to them anymore or deal with whatever possible outcome they're capable of dealing out, right? Like firing people Elon Musk style. All right, we're going to grab a few from the Voyage of the Soul. Who's this official person, please? I would add that this is a pretty positive deck to pull from, right? So this tells us, where are you in your spiritual journey? What kinds of things have you been able to, improve upon? But this is about as positive as you can make this energy come out, which really feels to me as if it's saying you built your own prison, or you made your own bed, now you have to lie in it. There's, with harvest and create, a sense that someone should have been able to predict that we're building for themselves was essentially a trap to only, delay whatever consequences they were trying to avoid. We're going to dig in more with the Tattoo Tarot. No idea what that means. We have the World. I've got to say, this kind of image, looking right over at the two cards I just pulled, feels to me like there's going to be an audience or a large, witness group. People who are going to see the downfall of this person. And then we have Emperor. So I do feel like this is someone who has a significant amount of influence or power in an industry or country, a big family. Maybe this is the mafia. But we've got someone who is quite used to being in control, who doesn't take criticism lightly, and who didn't work for everything that they have. I feel like this is somebody who definitely owns some sort of land or large enterprise. And with the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, this is somebody who expects others to make things happen for them. So this would be somebody who is quite used to delegating. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys a story just to like lighten the mood a little bit. So, um, I used to work for a company I won't name, but we would have early, like, Friday meetings, and, some of us had maybe only gotten back to our place from work, say 8 hours before, right? So it was an inconvenience already to be at this meeting, right? And the not very well liked boss has this idea that in order to, make things a little bit more chummy or a little bit more like team builder style, we would go around the circle and say something that the person to your right does really well. Just, orchestrated comments, right? That are meant to be positive. And my dear friend, I don't know if I should say his name, that might give it away. My dear friend, uh, he he had the distinct pleasure of having the not so liked boss in the position where he would have to pay him a compliment. And the compliment he paid him was, "You're really good at delegating." Sick burn, man. That was so amazing. And everyone around the room was just like, "Did he just call him lazy?" That's, kind of the sense I get here is we have, sorry, somebody who is quite used to telling people how to do it, telling people what needs to be done, ordering people around. They are used to being in control. And there's something that is like a blip in the radar. There is a problem. There is something that is cracking under the surface here and making it harder for this person to retain the power that they feel that they have a right to. Because remember, in the Seven of Spears, we've got this little dude at the bottom of the tree, at the trunk of the tree, trying to hold everything together. So there's a sense that this person is trying to make it seem like they have everything under control when in fact they don't. But because we have lockdown in the reverse, mental prison or confined, I don't feel like this is somebody who has actually got an understanding of what it's like to be in a prison or be out in the cold. This is somebody who's used to throwing other people under the bus. We have the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. And this is somebody who is used to having other people pay their fines or pay their punishment for that, you know? But this is probably also an indicator, the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, that we have somebody here who is materialistic or greedy. And I'm getting that in the, you know, entirety of their career where they have had, some measure of power or control, there was something that happened in the past that really got under this person's skin. It was some sort of loss or failure that kind of made them, I don't know how to, the only analogy that's coming to my mind right now is, like, example would be the loss of Calais, because I know that went in between England and France, and I think it was either King Henry VIII or Queen Elizabeth I, but I think it was maybe Elizabeth I. I think that was the last time for centuries that England had control over Calais, which makes sense. It's a French name, right? There's something here like that because I remember reading it really got under probably Queen Elizabeth's skin or maybe even others. Like, I lost that land and I can't get it back. There's something here that this person felt should have been a win that wasn't. And it's a weak point for them, which means their pride gets involved and they feel like entitled, like they should have gotten this, but they didn't. And I feel like that's going to be kind of used against them, like in this sweeten the pot or kind of get somebody to do something a little bit out of character. So I'm trying to avoid like talking about a particular leader right now, but ownership of lands that are not yours, I think, is a very appropriate example because I feel like somebody here is going to be offered a way to get some sort of land or ownership over something that they felt entitled to that they didn't get. And now it's going to be basically what leads to their downfall. Pride goeth before the fall, right? Weak point, strength in the reverse. There is going to be something used against this leader that they can't help themselves on because they feel like it should be theirs already. They feel like they should have been able to take this long ago. And it's almost like the Moby Dick thing, you know? This dude obsessed over this white whale to the point where didn't he am I ruining the story if I tell you guys this? I think he lost his eye or something, right? I don't know. I forget, you guys. Feel free to share in the comments. Yes, Redbeard, fairy tales. Did you know that the other day somebody in this very chat told me that the Loch Ness Monster isn't real? All right, we have message in the reverse. This is back to the Kipper, by the way. And thief. Wealthy man coming out sideways. Someone didn't get the message, or somebody isn't picking up on clues. There may have been a warning, or somebody, like an underling of some sort, like that's not a good idea. And this person, this leader, knows that there are people watching. So it's almost like I'm going to ignore this warning or not pay attention to my intuition because I am too confident in myself and because I am so focused on getting this giant whale or this land that I feel like is mine. But what ends up happening is the pursuit of this particular thing, Redbeard, too late, is that it isn't something you can buy. It has to be taken. So this is somebody who may be used to throwing money around to get what they want, but they can't buy this. This is something, it's a very pirate vibe. They have to take it. We have main male, toil and labor, mature man in the reverse, and child. So that's pretty clear. We've got somebody here who is not mature, doesn't really think of the long-term consequences of their actions, and there could be a child involved as well, but I'm going to keep the mature man in the reverse. So we've got somebody here who is very self-absorbed. Then that particular downfall or negative trait of theirs is basically blinding them to what they should be doing to avoid danger, and it's putting them right in the path of danger or some sort of consequence here. With toil and labor, I feel like this is them actually getting their hands dirty. So where they may have had somebody else do things for them so that they could claim ignorance or innocence, this is going to demonstrate that this person in particular is the thief, is the wrongdoer. And it's pride. This is somebody who can't stand to look like this little boy. They may have had a difficult childhood, which led to them feeling like they always have to prove themselves on a grand scale to everyone else to demonstrate their masculinity or worthiness of power, something like that. We have the Empress and the Hierophant in the reverse. So there's an interesting dynamic here because both of these cards represent Taurus. So I do feel like that's relevant in some regard. But we also have this interesting right side up, upside down kind of dichotomy. So this feels to me like there is an opponent or somebody that this leader is going up against who is like the exact opposite. Which is to say, I do feel like this is somebody who can create beautiful things and not just bad karma for themselves. So that is it Todrick song? You picked the wrong bitch. This person, this official person who has been so accustomed to winning or getting their way or making things, the way they want them to be, controlling the outcome, lying whenever they want, they have met somebody that is their exact opposite. And it is like the bane of their existence. They cannot talk crap about this person because it doesn't work. This person shines. You can see a giant sun behind this person. And I know the Empress is feminine, but I think more so it's not so much saying that this opponent must be feminine, but more so this person knows how to leverage both feminine and masculine. The Empress is a very difficult energy to embody. This is somebody who knows when to be dark and when to be good. Because remember those lyrics, the lyrics from the Leonard Cohen song, I really feel like they're pointing to the fact that when you go up against a really dark force or a large dark force, you have to get a little bit crafty. And what the very last line was, we killed the flame. So if the official person here, the enemy who refuses to take accountability for the things that they've done, is lighting everything afire, this opponent, this Empress, is dousing it all in water. And they can't fight this particular kind of fight because all they know is fire. We have, with the Hierophant in the reverse underneath the Emperor, I think it's important to mention that we also have somebody here who uses words to manipulate people to go against their own. This could be, inciting arguments or wars or family feuds. There's something about hiding their own actions by getting people involved in their own battles so that this King of Swords or official person can keep doing what they're doing without having a united front that can go up against him. With the Five of Cups in the reverse, this person is realizing that they can't keep escaping their karma. This feels to me like somebody who has gotten older, not necessarily wiser, but they may be getting unwanted messages, maybe in their dreams, maybe it's just their intuition. They know that shit's about to hit the fan and that they have kicked the can down the street for as long as they can. What is it? The chickens have come to roost? Something like that. Three of Cups. There is some sort of union coming against this particular King of Swords. There is maybe even like an unlikely agreement, unlikely proposal, unlikely alignment to take this person down. We have the King of Pentacles underneath the Strength in the reverse and the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Someone could be quite close to this leader and use some sort of tactic to distract them, possibly with a substance or possibly with, sins of the flesh. But the The fact that we have both the King and the Queen of Pentacles coming out together, but the Queen of Pentacles is in the reverse, is telling me that somebody is disloyal, but very good at pretending they're loyal. This could be somebody who wants to take this power for themselves, or this could be somebody who doesn't care what they lose as long as this King of Pentacles is done. Like kamikaze style. So, yeah, you guys, this is kind of a heavy reading. Sorry. All right, let's see what else we get from the Rider-Waite. And if you haven't heard that Leonard Cohen song, I highly recommend it. It is like magnificent. All right, let's see. Knight of Cups, Ten of Swords. Yeah, this offer is a poisonous offer. There is something here that is intended to end the situation. This is a false offer of like putting your weapons down, or let's merge our companies, or I'm not going to do anything else to you in this prank war. There's something like that where somebody is trying to, remember the word lullaby was in that excerpt. It's like, shh, 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 shh. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, no, I'm not going to hurt you. Like 10 to the back, you know, like this is somebody who is losing their followers and dealing with the disloyalty because of how they've acted, because we've got the Seven of Wands in the reverse and the Justice in the reverse. This is a leader, boss, something that has done whatever they want to do without justification, and people are sick of it. So we have the Knight of Wands and the Hanged Man. This feels to me like, you know, the workers or soldiers or the people that my old boss was constantly delegating things to. The Knight of Wands is all about taking action. So these are the people that carry out the orders of the Emperor. And with the Hanged Man, we've got a change in perspective. People are realizing now that there's a different way to move forward. So this could absolutely apply to cultures where the young are, you know, rioting and demanding a change on oppressive leadership or ridiculous laws. And if you're in one of those countries, I send you a giant hug and encourage you to do what feels authentic. As scary as it may be, I see there being support for these changes. You have the Three of Cups and the Three of Cups. This is celebration after working together. I normally see the Three of Pentacles as working together, but the fact that these are all lined up and they lead to what the Queen of Pentacles has in her hands. I think it's a lotus flower. There's something here that someone loyal to the leader is passing off as a good deal, but it's been crafted by these others. And with the Eight of Wands, it initiates a lot of action. And we have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. This Queen of Pentacles in the reverse is an important person. This is somebody who decides they're not going to keep a secret, or they're not going to continue to let somebody do what they're doing. Even though the Queen of Pentacles is in the reverse, and we've got her twice. It's like there's some element of wanting to make the situation right. We'll go with the Gypsy Oracle here. We have frivolity. This fell right on top of the Seven of Wands in the reverse. So this is like somebody who was cruel for fun or somebody who did whatever they wanted with absolute, abandon. They don't care who they hurt. And yet, the people that have been hurt by this leader, even though they're banged and bruised, they still have hope. They know that they can change the situation. A lullaby for suffering. These people have gained some sort of union or camaraderie because they've all gone through very similar experiences. And that is building to, we want to kill the flame. We want to change what we have for reality. We have young woman. I feel like this is the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, she is somehow close to this leader, either works in that place that, this leader calls home, or literally like lives there too. We've got Lover in the reverse. This emperor or leader is not capable of feeling for other people, so I don't think they really understand the concept of empathy or sympathy. And with Prison in the reverse, this person has been able to elude punishment for their deeds. This could be also, it's kind of like making me think back on the action movies I've seen where, it's popular to be like, they won't take me alive. Somebody is really not okay with the idea of ending up in prison, so they're willing to, change circumstances before that happens. We have Sweetheart in the reverse. I feel like there is somebody, a feminine energy close to this leader that is really good at what she does. She knows how to control how you view her. This feels like the female spies that grew in popularity over the Second World War. If I could just recall that chick's name. There was some woman from New York that they did a Netflix show about. Damn, now I can't remember her name. But the show is A Call to Spy. But yeah, she won some awards for being a general badass, which is kind of awesome. Yeah, I think Vera was the leader of the pack. But there was a woman from New York. I want to say, I'm going to get this wrong if I try to do this. All right, but we have Thought in the reverse. This is like whoever takes this person down is like the last person you would suspect. She, maybe looks really meek or not strong because we have Strength in the reverse above her. Maybe she's ailing from some sort of disease or just really quiet, right? We've got Despair in the reverse, but this is someone who has seen the thoughtless actions of the leader and knows that this is the right way to approach the situation. In other words, this person should be dealing with justice or karma. With Conversation in the reverse, I don't think it takes much convincing to get this young woman on board. Tell me more about the main male, please. We have Cheerfulness and Lord. So this is somebody who pretends that things are great even when they are not. So this is somebody who would probably use parties or events or something along those lines to try to make it seem like there isn't anything wrong and mask the injustice that's going on, right? Tell me about Create. We have Surprise in the reverse. Yeah, I think there's a sense here that the leader is fully aware that the end is not going to be pretty for this person, that he has many enemies. So Reunion just fell right next to the Three of Cups. And we have the Sweetheart. So, yeah, there's some sort of meeting happening between the King of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles in the reverse that leads to this masculine energy, this emperor being caught or, demoted. We're going to get a little bit more information from the Everyday Tarot, and then we're going to call it a day. We have the Eight of Cups in the reverse, Two of Wands. This feels like someone who made plans to do things a safer way. Someone who had the, plan in place that would have guaranteed safety, but they went back for something that they shouldn't have. This is that sweetening of the deal. Whatever this regret is, this missed opportunity to take something that you want, that's what gets this person caught, or their karma, right? Tell me about the Three of Cups. We have Seven of Cups. I kind of hesitate to say what I see here, but someone is lying about what is in a cup. And we have the Sun. The truth will come out, but I do feel like it may take a while, and it may not come out until multiple, law enforcement agencies or review boards or auditors, whatever it is, look at the situation and figure out what happened. But I also think that there could be something here about a little boy. This could be somebody else who's meant to take over, somebody who would do justice to, the role that this leader should have been, working within. Because with the Six of Wands, this is like somebody is making way for the better leader to take over. So if this is, like a hostile takeover of a corporation, there is a leader that refused to step down when there was plenty of reason to do that, right? All right, I think I'm gonna leave it there because this reading makes me just a little bit creeped out. But I do like to offer you guys a little bit of variety on the channel, so I hope you enjoyed that. I would be back later with the Libra reading, so hopefully I see you there. Bye, guys.